Good evening and welcome to our Rslpf News at 5 for Friday, November 11th, 2025. I'm WSPC Zaid Romulus. We begin with news that an ongoing investigation into an organized criminal network suspected of facilitating the smuggling of narcotics and firearms through port castries has led to charges being laid against two employees of the St. Lucia and Seaports Authority, Rslpf. As a result of a coordinated operation on Wednesday, November 19th, 2025, 30-year-old Irvin Fauché, an operations clerk, and 37-year-old Rslpf, a red cap, were formally charged. Both men are facing 5 counts of fraudulent evasion of customs duties and 5 counts of importing prohibited or restricted goods without authorization under the Customs Control and Management Act. On Friday, November 21st, 2025, Rslpf and Irvin Fauché appeared before a magistrate and were both granted bail in the sum of $10,000. The matter has been adjourned to February 26, 2025. A pivotal development in the ongoing investigation came on Friday, October 18, 2025, when officers intercepted a vehicle driven by Rslpf at Port Castries. Search of a barrel found in the vehicle, which had not been presented for customs inspection, uncovered a significant quantity of controlled drugs, including over 12,000 grams of cannabis resin and more than 1,000 grams of MDMA crystals. That discovery triggered further inquiries, ultimately leading to the charges laid on Thursday. Now, the recent charges against Rslpf are in addition to narcotics-related charges, which were preferred against him on October 22nd. Further updates will be provided as investigations continue. The gang's narcotics and firearms unit has made headway in its investigation into a narcotics seizure at Port Castries on Saturday, November 15, 2025, during which an estimated $900,000 worth of narcotics was recovered, concealed in 3 barrels. A resident of Gros Islet has been arrested for the seizure. He was apprehended during an operation conducted early Friday morning, during which police also executed an active commitment warrant against him. Inspector Chauvin Matthew of the gang's narcotics and firearms unit provides more details on
the targeted raid included searches of his home and business place. The operation was a direct follow-up to a recent joint interdiction at Port Castries involving 3 barrels containing foreign cannabis and cannabis resin. During the Friday morning search, officers recovered a quantity of cannabis, resin, and compressed cannabis at his shop. The police officers also executed an active commitment warrant against the individual stemming from a 2022 case. In that prior investigation at a residence in Inglewood's Grand Riviere, officers recovered a large quantity of compressed marijuana and a Glock 43 pistol with 9 rounds of ammunition. The individual had failed to pay the court fine after being found guilty by a magistrate.
Charges are expected to be preferred within 72 hours. Officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department of the Vieux Fort Police Station are investigating a homicide which occurred on Friday, November 21st, 2025. About 6:30 a.m., officers responded to a report of an unconscious male on the ground in Vieux Fort. Emergency personnel from the St. Lucia Fire Service attended to the man before he was transported by ambulance to St. Jude Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. He has been identified as 55-year-old Paul Camsell of Vieux Fort. 1 person is currently in custody and assisting with the ongoing investigation. 2 men are facing charges after a 9mm pistol and 11 rounds of ammunition were found during a routine stop and search. On Thursday, November 20th, officers from the Special Services Unit discovered the loaded pistol on the floor of a motor vehicle driven by 34-year-old Melvin Montut of St. Lawrence Street, Ancillary, with 26-year-old Shaquille De Leon of Marigot Castries as a passenger. Both men were charged with possession of a firearm and possession of ammunition on Thursday, November 20th, 2025. They appeared in court today, November 21st, and were both granted bail, $25,000 for the firearm charge and $10,000 for the ammunition charge. This latest seizure brings the total for the year to 104 firearms and 7,363 rounds of ammunition recovered by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Today, Friday, November 21st, officers from the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, the St. Lucia Fire Service, and the Bordelais Correctional Facility took part in a training ahead of the advanced polls for law enforcement personnel scheduled for Friday, November 28th. The session was conducted by the Electoral Department to ensure all officers are fully prepared for their duties during the voting process.
We have officers who will be performing the role of election officer, presiding officers, assistant poll clerks, and poll clerks. So today they're learning the role that they play. As we speak, they are simulating that role so that they get used to the duties that they're supposed to perform on the day in question, so that all of us perform our duties in a uniform manner across the 4 polling stations.
The pre-poll allows essential law enforcement personnel to cast their votes before assuming their nationwide duties on election day. In preparation for the general elections on December 1st, officers have been participating in several briefings over the past 2 weeks, outlining their security and policing responsibilities. Police officers will be recalled from leave to ensure sufficient manpower is deployed, helping to guarantee a safe and smooth election process.
We have 4 polling stations, one at the Gros Islet Fire Service, the Police Force Academy, the Super Fire Service Station, and the Vieux-Fort Divisional Headquarters. Officers will be voting at these 4 polling stations. So we vote where we live, and we're expecting large numbers.
And now for a few safety tips from your police force.
Never leave your vehicle running unattended, not even for a minute. Keep bags, electronics, and packages out of sight when packing. Pack in well-lit, busy areas whenever possible. At work, secure your personal items and avoid leaving food, drinks, or belongings unattended. Report any unauthorized persons or unusual activity around your workplace.
And that's Rslpf News at 5 for Friday, November 21st, 2025. For more updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also follow the Royal St. Lucia Police Force on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Do enjoy your weekend. Until next time, stay safe, St. Lucia.